Our dear guests today, Fabian and Rita. Let me not go into protocol because I might mess it up. But I take cognizance of the presence of the Katikiro, the most progressive, and the clergy, my lords. If you come here to talk about Fabian, you can take a whole day. First of all, let me congratulate you for spending 25 years in marriage. One time, I attended a function where I was part of the entourage, and when we arrived there, the go-between didn't show up. And we sat amongst ourselves and said, so what do we do? They said, but can't you do the job? I said, well, I will do it. So, you know the nitty-gritty of the go-between. So when I was invited, they asked me, but you look young. I said, no, I'm not young. They said, are you married? I said, yes, I am married. How long have you been married? I told them, actually, I have a lot of experience in marriage. So they asked me, so how long have you been married? I said, 3 years. They said, 3 years, and you say you have experience. I was coming from the background of where I represented someone in the court who got married only for one night. One night. Their marriage lasted one night, the night of the wedding. So 25 years is not a mean achievement. Secondly, I thank Fabian for being that person who identifies talent. Perhaps those of you who are in Centenary, you don't know that Fabian actually developed Finca the way he has done Centenary. When we were together in Finca, we joined together when Finca had 8 branches, and I think we left when it had 24. In a short period, in a short span. And to understand how he identifies talent, he headhunted all of us. He brought me on board as the legal counsel, company secretary, brought Godfrey on board as head of finance, Onyuta as the chief accountant, and all of us are somewhere at the top. Godfrey is now the MD. Onyuta is the MD Finca. I can even mention so many. Chikomeko, CEO in Marawi, they are everywhere. So that is how he is. He identifies talent. You see, he speaks softly, but he's no nonsense when it comes to work. This gentleman you see here, when you are working with him, he's simple, but when it comes to delivery, results, he's no joke. I also thank him for being that person who really cements friendship. When we started working together, he introduced home hospitality. We visited each of especially top management, we visited everyone's home. He has been to my village home. I visited him in Matuga, I visited him in Kadugala, I visited him in Chiwature, I've visited him in... So we have been everywhere. That friendship, he doesn't lose friends. And together with Rita, as you know, that friendship, if you have a wife that is reparent, you will never have friends at home. So Rita, I thank you for always welcoming us, and we have really enjoyed ourselves. But also, Fabian is an achiever. When we are the ones who invited him in Rotary. Now, when he came in Rotary, he's now a governor, and I'm still a future president. I've not even reached presidency. So you can see, within a very short time, he climbed the ladders. Some of us are still future presidents. So Fabian, I know we don't have a lot of time. I think I should stop there, but maybe before I leave, I'm going to give you a haifa. Since you are planning to have twins, they need to drink milk. So I'll give you a haifa. And so at any one time, but I know one time you came at Grace's place where I was, and your heifer had taken 7 years without being picked. So I want you to pick mine as soon as you can. Thank you so much, Fabian, for being a friend and a true friend. And I know we shall remain friends forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, the Chief Justice. Again, as I said, I mentioned, we thank him very much. I mentioned that teachers are very instrumental. Yes, very instrumental. And education is usually, a game changer. And we get that game changer through the teachers that teach us. And I would like to kindly request Professor Balunywa, who was the dean and who was also the principal of Makerere